I am curious about John Gibson because, of course, the whole Anaheim thing is a little bit different now. With Pat Verbeek, we've already seen monumental change since Pat Verbeek took over as GM midseason. Gibson's under contract through 26-27 at $6.4 million. He too has a modified 10-team no trade list. Like in terms of, okay, like who's the guy to get you over the hump in Toronto? And there are two or three teams looking for starting goaltending. What is Edmonton's plan now? It's and again, love Mike Smith, but okay, so he's not going to be your starter. Is Stuart Skinner the guy? Too soon, probably. So you're Toronto, you're Edmonton, you're both now teams with monstrous expectations and legitimate belief that if you find the answer to the goaltending question, you might run the table. I think that you can say that. Okay, the Leafs running the table for them might mean winning a single round, but anyway, where does that goalie come from? And if you're Anaheim, are you ready to move on from John Gibson because you're now in a different place in your evolution? Is John Gibson the guy? To me, I don't know. I have no sense of what he is capable of, given that the team hasn't been very good in front of him. I don't know. What do you make of John Gibson? I don't know what to say about him in a way that I'm like, well, yeah, okay, that could work. Or why would you do that?
If I'm Pat Verbeek, I trade him. Yeah, immediately. I get what I can. Okay. Yeah. And because that team's in a full rebuild in Anaheim now, Pat Verbeek is making that team into his mold. Gibson's window of quality goaltending is going to start to close. And I think it already closed 3 or 4 years ago, because he hasn't updated his game from a technical standpoint whatsoever. But here's the thing. You can still make the playoffs with a goalie like that. Jonathan Quick hasn't changed since 2013. Okay. And the LA Kings were in the playoffs and almost got past the Edmonton Oilers this year. But I don't think you win a Stanley Cup with a goalie who lacks structure any longer. I think those days are long gone. And man, I'm being critical of a goalie here who's far better than I ever was, that I ever will be. But when I don't see evolution to somebody's game, there's two things. Either they don't want it either they don't want to improve themselves because they don't see the need. They think it's just whatever their surroundings are that's bringing down their numbers, or they simply can't.
Right.
And either of those are a big problem. It's one of the two, because I look at Vasilevsky's game and I have seen him evolve over time. Yeah. I've seen Shesterkin do the hovercraft all around the ice with his movements and never end up out of the net and not square and on his ass and back and chest like Gibson is all the time, and spread and prone to injury because of it. At 6+ with that much term for Gibson, you better believe you've got the best goalie coach on earth, and he's going to listen to him. Yeah. And right now the Maple Leafs don't have a goalie coach.
That was my next question. Yeah, because
I'm not touching Gibson. I'm sorry. If he gets traded to somebody, like I said, he may carry them. Maybe he finds a fountain of youth, but he needs to update his game. And that sounds harsh, but if I'm the goalie coach, I'm walking in, I'm having that conversation right away that we're going to go to work and we are going to make you the top goaltender that you once were. Because objectively, if you put side-by-side video up of Gibson and the best goalies, there's a huge difference now in how they play. That's just a fact. So, and Murray to Toronto, I don't see it. There's too many obstacles, salary cap, everything. Do you believe in Matt Murray more than Peter Mrazek at this point? I don't know. The whole key to this, Scott, to close out the goalie talk, is simple. Winning teams develop from within.
Yeah.
And Anaheim did that with Gibson. Good on them. Toronto hasn't.
Yep.
And you're hoping Joseph Woll comes through, or maybe Shalgren ends up being the guy. But this is why spending a first-round pick on a top-flight goalie isn't a bad idea, man. Look at the guys dominating. Look at Ottinger, and look at what Spencer Knight's going to become, and Vasilevsky. Okay,
yeah.
I mean, it's real. You need to invest in these positions.